Hey there, I'm Lance and I'm a gamer.
And I'm Sam and I'm a non-gamer.
And we are Love to Hate, where we help gamers find great games to play with non-gamers.
And today we're taking a look at the Morrison Game Factory by Postcurious.
The Morrison Game Factory is a game coming to crowdfunding. In fact, it's already out on crowdfunding, so make sure to check out the link down below in the description of this video after you watch it. Now, this is a puzzle tell game down here, that's what it says. And with that being the case, this is going to be kind of like an escape room, puzzle solving, riddle solving type game in which you and the other players work together to try and figure out what's going on with this mysterious box. Now, this is going to be a little bit of a different type of preview because we're only going to be able to show you so much without spoiling anything. And so with that, we will do our best to not spoil any of the surprises that you see here in this box. Now, let me go down to the table, show you just a few glimpses of what you're going to see and probably be doing it with this particular game, and then we'll come back and share our thoughts on it. All right, I have the Morrison Game Factory on the table. Now, I do want to make sure you understand that everything you see here is prototype, and so the final artwork components, maybe even some of the things about the game may change once it's released from crowdfunding. And also with that, I do want to make sure that you understand that after I open this up, you will see what's inside the box. That's not going to be a spoiler, as you will already know what's inside the box by looking at the campaign page. But if you'd rather not even see that, then go ahead and skip beyond this portion of the video. Now, I will not spoil any of the puzzles that are inside this box, so you don't have to worry about that, but I am going to show you what you see, what you get inside of this. So I'm going to go ahead and open it for you right now and let you know that this is a escape room game. And with that being said, you are going to want to make sure that you have an internet capable device such as a smartphone when you play this game, as that is going to be a necessity. You will have to have that in addition to what's in this box. So the first thing you're going to see is that there's going to be a read me first note here to kind of set the stage for what's going on. And as you can see, a computer with internet access or a smartphone is necessary to play this game. Now, what else do you have inside this box? Well, you've got some random board game components because, again, this is going to take place in a board game factory. And so there are going to be cards, there's going to be dice and other components, meeples. There's going to be a locked pouch of sorts that you are going to need a 3-digit code to be able to unzip this and figure out what's inside of this pouch here. There's going to be a board because, again, this is a board game factory, and you will be... There we go. You will be using this to figure out different puzzles and manipulating the different board game pieces and dice with this board. There's going to be a catalog of different board games that the Morrison Game Company makes in this universe that this takes place in. And as you can see, it sort of has a retro theme to that, an old-timey feel with it. But everything in this catalog is important. All of the words, all of the numbers, all of the details are going to be important with that. Now, you also do have a mysterious folder, 3248, that you will want to check out the details that are inside of this. I'm not going to show that to you, as well as some other important papers and artifacts and clues for you along the way, including a word search. So anyhow, but that's what you are going to have here inside of this box. It's up to you to figure out what is important and how it all pieces together to make the story coherent and figuring out the puzzles that you need to figure out along the way. But that's what you have here inside of the Morrison Game Factory. I'm not going to explain anything more than what you already saw there. So let's go back up top, and Sam and I are going to share our gamer and non-gamer thoughts on this puzzle tell game. And we're back, and now we're going to share our brief thoughts on the Morrison Game Factory. Now, Sam, we really enjoy escape room, puzzle type, riddle solving type games. Yeah. The Initiative came out a couple of years ago, and that was a game that both you and I absolutely loved.
was our top game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. This is very reminiscent of that.
Yeah, I think we mentioned it a couple of times.
Right. When we
I
were
feel like
playing
the initiative trained us to play this game.
Yeah. Now this is a one and done kind of experience. It's 3 to 4 hours, so it's a longer experience. You're definitely getting your money's worth out of this particular game. What did you feel about this one as you were going through it?
I think the escape room genre has really increased in popularity in the last couple of years, but it can be really hit or miss. So some of them, the story just doesn't.
Right.
They have the puzzles, and the puzzles may be good, but the story is kind of disconnected. And I think this did a really good job of having a story. I really liked the idea that you're in a board game factory. You have the catalog of board games, and you kind of get to use those clues and play those games. And I just think that was a really unique way of creating an escape room. I would love to see a real escape room with the same theme.
Right, yeah, for sure. I was thinking the same thing, that this is definitely a very unique theme, super immersive. And it really, I mean, as is the case with a lot of escape room type games, it breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah.
But this one does it in a really cool and clever way that is, it kind of takes it to a new level with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the theme with this one is so unique. I mean, it's a board game theme.
Yeah.
But there's a little bit more going on than meets the eye with this game, and there's only so much that we can say without spoiling anything. I don't want to spoil too much, but just know that the setting of this game being a board game factory and where that can go, I mean, it's just a really cool concept. So, what did you think about the puzzles with this one? Did you feel like they were coherent? Did you feel like they were puzzles that made sense?
I do. I think the fact that we have played so many games like this did help prepare us a little bit. We can very quickly pick up certain puzzle ideas and figure out like word, things. I can't say anything.
I know, it's hard.
But so I do think that helped. I think it would take you slightly longer if this is maybe your first time ever playing something like this. I will agree with
that, yeah.
I think they do a good job of giving you hints without automatically just giving you the answer. They have lots of steps, up to 20 hints for some puzzles. So sometimes it's just a matter of, turn the page this way, and you're like, okay, I can figure it out. Sometimes you have to go all the way down to 20 if you really feel like you're not quite grasping it. So I think they do a good job.
And I feel like a lot of the times when we used a hint, it was like, well, duh, it's right there in front of it. How did we miss that?
Which does get frustrating.
But I feel like these are puzzles that you feel like you should be able to solve, if that makes sense. None of them, to me, ever felt like, well, how on earth would we ever get that?
Yeah.
And for me, that's an important part when it comes to these escape room puzzle type games. I don't want to be thrown something that there was no way I would ever get that in a million years.
Yeah.
Every single one of the riddles in this game are things that you feel like, man, why didn't I get that? That was right there.
Yeah.
So it's a very fun and engaging, but at the same time, you can do well in this game.
Yeah.
You just got to pay attention to the details, which is what I love about it. So.
And really, you need to play. It says one person could play. I think it's a lot more fun with multiple people, because there's so much to look through and so much to do that I think it is hard for somebody to quarterback, because everybody kind of needs to be helping and doing a job. Not one person can have control of everything.
Yeah, exactly.
And you need different visual people, different ideas.
Yeah. And the last thing I'll say about it too is that this is not a timed based escape room. You're not having to solve things in an hour or any kind of time constraint. You can kind of go at your own pace with this game, which again is something I enjoy too. Yeah. So the game is the Morrison Game Factory. It is from Postcurious, and as we mentioned, it is on crowdfunding. So again, check out the campaign page link down below in the description of this video now that you watched it, and leave us some comments. Let us know what you think about it.
Make sure to like and subscribe and push that bell button so you get notifications of all our new content.
I'm Lance.
I'm Sam.
And we are Love to Hate, where we try to help gamers find great games to play with non-gamers. We'll catch you next time.